Ever wondered why someone might seem perfectly fine on the outside, but is actually fighting an invisible battle on the inside? Welcome to the perplexing world of depression. It's a condition that doesn't discriminate, affecting the young and the old, the rich and the poor, the confident and the shy. Depression is a silent invader, often slipping under the radar, concealed by a smile or a laugh. However, depression is more than just a fleeting sense of sadness or a temporary slump in motivation. It's a complex mental health disorder that can render the most mundane tasks a Herculean effort. It's often misunderstood and mislabeled, with many dismissing it as mere laziness or a lack of willpower. But in reality, it's a serious issue that can have profound effects on a person's life. Depression, a complex mental health disorder, can make the simplest tasks seem insurmountable. So what exactly is depression, and how does it manifest? Depression is a common yet complex mental health disorder that affects the way we think, feel, and behave. It's not just a case of feeling blue or having a rough couple of days. It's a persistent, overwhelming feeling of sadness that lasts for at least 2 weeks, often much longer. Depression can manifest in a variety of ways, both emotionally and physically. Emotionally, it can cause feelings of sadness, hopelessness, or a loss of interest in activities once enjoyed. Physically, it can lead to changes in appetite or weight, sleep disturbances, or a decrease in energy. It can also result in difficulty thinking, concentrating, or making decisions. But what causes depression? It's a complex interplay of genetic, biological, environmental, and psychological factors. It can be triggered by a personal loss, a traumatic event, or even changes in hormone levels. Furthermore, depression can take on various forms. Major depressive disorder, for instance, is characterized by persistent feelings of sadness and loss of interest in daily activities. Persistent depressive disorder, on the other hand, is a long-term form of depression, lasting for at least 2 years. Then there's bipolar disorder, which involves episodes of depression and mania. And these are just a few examples. Depression is a legitimate health condition, not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. It's not something that you can simply snap out of. It requires appropriate treatment, which can involve medication, psychotherapy, or both. It's crucial to remember that everyone's experience with depression is unique, and so their path to recovery will be unique as well. Depression can be a heavy burden to carry, but it's important to know that you're not alone. It's a common condition, impacting millions of people around the world. Depression isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign that you've been strong for too long. And it's okay to ask for help, to reach out to others, to take the first step towards healing. Because with the right support and treatment, depression can be managed, and a fulfilling life can be lived. Have you ever wondered what's happening inside the brain when someone is depressed? It's a fascinating question, and the answer can help us understand why depression is much more than just a low mood. Let's delve into the science behind it. Depression is a complex interplay of brain functions and chemicals called neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters, like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, are responsible for regulating our mood, sleep, appetite, and overall sense of well-being. When someone is depressed, these neurotransmitters are out of balance, leading to the symptoms we associate with depression. But why do these imbalances occur? The answer lies in a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Some people are genetically predisposed to depression. They carry certain genes that make them more susceptible to these imbalances. Environmental factors, such as traumatic events or high levels of stress, can trigger these genetic vulnerabilities, setting off a chain reaction in the brain that leads to depression. It's like having a car with a faulty engine. You might be able to drive it for a while, but under certain conditions, it's going to break down. And just like you'd need a mechanic to fix your car's engine, you'd need a mental health professional to help manage depression. Depression isn't about having a bad day, it's a serious illness with real neurological implications. Understanding this can help us treat it with the seriousness it deserves and offer support to those who are battling depression every day. So, if depression is this massive, how does one navigate through it? Just like navigating through a dense fog, managing depression can seem daunting. But remember, you're not alone, and there are various ways to light the path ahead. Let's explore some of these. Firstly, therapy. This is a cornerstone in managing depression. Cognitive behavioral therapy, interpersonal therapy, problem-solving therapy. These are all different types of therapy that can help. They provide a safe space to express feelings, understand patterns of thinking, gain coping skills, and feel validated. Next, medication. Antidepressants can be incredibly effective in treating depression, especially when combined with therapy. They work by balancing chemicals in your brain that affect mood and emotions. It's important to remember that everyone's body reacts differently to medication, and it can take some time to find the right one for you. But managing depression isn't just about therapy and medication. It's also about lifestyle changes. Regular exercise, a healthy diet, adequate sleep. These might sound like general health tips, but they can significantly impact your mental health too. Exercise, for instance, has been found to reduce symptoms of depression by releasing feel-good chemicals like endorphins in the brain. Then there's the power of a strong support network. Friends, family, support groups, online communities. These can all provide comfort, reduce feelings of isolation, and offer practical advice. It's essential to remember that it's okay to lean on others when you're feeling low. And finally, self-care. This isn't just about bubble baths and spa days, but about taking time each day to do something that makes you feel good. It can be as simple as reading a book, taking a walk, or even cooking a favorite meal. Depression is a complex disorder, but with the right tools and support, it's possible to navigate through the fog. It's about understanding your feelings, reaching out for help, and taking steps, however small, towards better mental health each day. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. You're not alone in this fight against depression. Depression, an invisible battle, needs to be understood and acknowledged. In this journey, we've peeled back the layers of depression, revealing its symptoms and the science behind it. We've also explored tangible ways to navigate through the fog of this complex condition. Remember, understanding is the first step to acceptance, and acceptance is the first step to recovery. Depression is real, but so is hope. Let's work together to spread awareness and fight the stigma associated with mental health disorders.